that the gospel is for the lukewarm. The gospel is for you. The gospel is for, come on everybody. The gospel is for the church. And so that message that God gave me last Sunday, you should get a copy of the CD. It's on the table. The message was the dangers of a sleeping church. There's dangers of a sleeping church. Sold Out Christian Center, up until this morning, I really believe that you woke up. But even if you were asleep in church, you don't have a sleeping pastor.
That's right.
And as long as I'm the captain of this ship, I will continue to have patience. I will continue to love you unconditionally and teach you and continue to teach you until you wake up. Now, we can waste each other's time and sort of like pray about it, or you can just wake up.
Amen. Amen.
Are you following what I'm saying? And so in the scripture, in Matthew chapter 10, verse 5 and 7, it really encouraged my heart. I shared it with our head deacon on our way over here. Look what it says, everybody. It says the 12 Jesus sent forth, the 12 or the 12 disciples, or us. Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles. Do you see that, everybody? Yeah. And into any city of the Samaritans, enter not. Enter not. Let me go back. Look what it says. Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into the city of the Samaritans, enter ye not. Can I get your attention? In essence, what that Jesus is saying, he's saying, don't go to TL. He said, don't go to the Tenderloins. See, the Gentiles or the Samaritans are those who were labeled as not pure Jews. The Samaritans are those who intermarry with other nationalities, and so therefore the Jews looked at the Samaritans as sinners or low classified people. Are you following what I'm saying? And so Jesus said, don't go to them. Now, let me get your attention real quick, because I don't want to confuse you. I'm not saying let's not go to TL, but what Jesus is saying, he's talking to the 12 because it seems as if we're more outreaching and no inreaching. So he's saying, don't go to the sinners or into the ways of the Samaritans, enter ye not. Watch what he says next. But go rather, look at this, to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You know what that means? That means instead of going to TL, go to Tino's house. Go to Heather's house. Go to Mike Lafitte's house. Go to Wally's house. Come on, everybody. Go to Carol's house. It says, but go rather to the lost sheep. See, lost sheep means that we were once found sheep. Means we were once alive, vibrant, and excited about the things of God, but now we're lost. So don't go to the sinners, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. The house of Israel is the church. Amen. Amen. Yeah. You know, the devil tried to talk to me this morning because in the Message Bible, if we can get that up on the Message Bible almost is telling Alex, don't go to Alabama. In the Message Bible, if I show you in the Message Bible, but I know exactly what Jesus is talking about. But in the Message Bible, look what it says. Look at it. Come on, we're almost done. Got 4 minutes. Jesus sent his 12 hardest hands out with this charge. Sent out the 12. He said, don't begin by traveling to some far-off place to convert unbelievers. I read that this morning. So don't begin by traveling to some far-off place to convert believers, and don't try to be dramatic by tackling some public enemy. See right there? Don't be dramatic by trying to tackle some drug dealer or to try to tackle some, you follow what I'm saying? Or trying to get the smokers to stop smoking or trying to get the fornicators to stop fornicating. Don't do that. What else we got? Go to the what?
Lost.
See, the word lost indicates that there were people that were found but lost their ways. It says, but go to the lost, go to the confused people right here in the neighborhood.
Wow.
In the neighborhood of what?
Wow.
Of believers.
Wow.
You get that, everybody?
Yes.
Now, come with me to Haggai. That's the word. Did you see that? So the gospel is for the who?
The lukewarm.
It's for the lukewarm. Can I get your attention real quick? My son Alex is coming up. My sons and my daughters are coming up. They're coming up teaching and everything. So they're going to do everything they can to take care of the neighborhood. But you have to release me to go. I got to go to the uttermost parts of the world. But that was the scripture that brought me back to reality, to go to Alabama, was that we have to preach the gospel to the othermost parts of the world.
Right.
Is anybody with me?
Yeah.
Now come with me to Haggai chapter 5, chapter 1. Look with me to verse 5, and then I got 2 minutes. And then I just want to remind everybody that today at 2 o'clock we're going to have a farewell luncheon, with the youth and anybody else who want to come, with our student athlete Tabitha, he's moving to Hawaii and finish his senior year in Hawaii. Haggai chapter 1, verse 5 and 10. Are you there? Look what it says, everybody. Here, I'm going to come. This is my closing right here. And then a little later, God of the angel army spoke out again. Says, take a good and hard look at your life. Read the next 3 words.
Think it over.
Say it again.
Think it over.
In other words, consider your ways. What we got next? You have spent a lot of money, but you haven't much to show for it. You know what that word right there? It said you've been paying tithes, you've been sowing offerings, but you have little in your pocket. Look what it says. You keep filling your plates, but you never get filled up. In other words, you eat, but you're still hungry. You keep drinking and drinking and drinking, but you're always thirsty. You put on a layer after layer of clothes, but you can't get warm. And the people who work for you, what? What are they getting out of it? Not much. A leaky, rusted out bucket. That's what? That's what they did. God of the angel army said, take a good look. Hard look at your life. Read the next 3 words.
Think it over.
What else we got? The God said, here's what I want you to do. Climb into the hills and cut some timber, bring it down and rebuild the temple. Do it just for me. Honor me. What else we got? You've had great ambitions for yourselves, but nothing has come of it. The little you have brought to my temple, look at this, everybody, I've blown away. Have you ever wondered why you bring it, but God blows it away? There was nothing to it, and why? This is a message from God of the angel armies. Remember, because while you run around caught up in taking care of your own houses, my home is in ruins. Church, take care of the church. Take care of the house of God. Let's get tired of renting this building right here. Let's own our building. Let's get this band that we were just talking about. Are you following what I'm saying? The word is all, there's the people that's watching me streaming live right now. And guess what? They're all going to see if we do what we said today.
Yes, right.
God is saying, consider your ways.
Yeah.
Amen, somebody?
Amen.
Glory to God. All right, bow your heads. Every eye's closed.